Arthur's sword. A sudden breeze stirred the reeds around the lake and ruffled the silvery surface of the water. Sarah and Jamie paused as they strolled along the track at the water's edge and looked at the peaceful scene.
Listen to that wind.
It sounds like music.
Did you see something? Just under the water over there.
No?
I thought I saw a hand.
Must have been seeing things.
See that? It was a hand. It came up and grabbed that stick you just threw in the lake.
Look out! It's throwing it back at us.
What kind of lake is this?
One with bad-tempered women living in it, in blue gowns. Don't like the look of her much.
You're right. She does look in a bit of a mood.
Think we might be in trouble.
Who is it? Who disturbs my slumbers?
I'm sorry if we woke you up.
But how are we to know if anyone was asleep down there?
I'm not supposed to stir from my watery bed until it's time for Excalibur to come home to rest.
Excalibur? What's that?
King Arthur's sword, silly. I thought you read the Knights of the Round Table.
So that's where we are.
Like Avalon.
And she must be the Lady of the Lake.
So you have read it after all.
I can remember something about King Arthur coming to die.
And then he'll ask Sir Bedivere to throw Excalibur back into the lake.
For the lady to catch. So that's why she grabbed my stick.
Right, she thought it was a sword.
If you've quite finished, perhaps I can get back to sleep. Oh, what is it now?
Looks like a boy with a horse and cart.
Carrying lots of bits of metal.
Oh no! Was carrying lots of metal. What is all that stuff?
Whoa!
It looks like armor.
That's because it is. You could help me pick it up instead of just standing there asking stupid questions.
Sorry.
Where are you taking all this?
To the castle of the Moonless Knight. Look, I'm sorry I snapped at you, but these are dark, difficult times.
How come?
Yes, I thought King Arthur was a good king.
He is, but he's been challenged. You must have come from a long way off if you don't know that.
We do. I'm Sarah, by the way. This is my brother, Jamie.
My name's Mark. I'm an apprenticed armourer.
So what's all this armor for then?
It's been made specially for the Moonless Knight, for his fight for the kingdom.
Surely he hasn't challenged King Arthur.
Yes, he has. He's challenged him to single combat to seize the crown. Everyone knows he can't lose. He's got Excalibur.
Excalibur?
Oh, it's you again. I thought you drifted off to sleep.
No. I was waiting to see what this young boy had to say.
My lady.
Does Arthur no longer have Excalibur?
The Moonless Knight stole it from the king's apartments in Camelot.
How is that possible? Excalibur is a magic sword. It belongs only to King Arthur.
He had help, of course, from the magician, Brag of Bragaren.
Who is that?
While he tells everyone he's the most powerful magician since Merlin was young.
Yes, what about Merlin? Shouldn't he be sorting all this out?
Merlin's magic isn't what it was. He's getting old. He can still change himself into other things when he tries. Other people even. But he's no match for an up-and-coming magician like Brag of Bragaren.
Well, something has to be done. Without Excalibur, Arthur will be defeated. And this Moonless Knight will take his place as king.
But what can we possibly do about it?
I'll tell you. You two strangers must get the sword back and return it to King Arthur, without delay.
Why us?
Because you're here. Because you woke me up by throwing a log in the lake.
A log? It was only a little stick.
And because if anything goes wrong, you won't be missed.
Charming.
We'll do it. At least we'll try. But we can't promise anything.
Just do your best. The Moonless Knight and his magician won't be expecting the likes of you to come for Excalibur. Now I must go. Remember, just do what you can. This is very important.
We will. Don't worry.
Ugh. You two better come with me to the castle of the Moonless Knight.
What, on that rickety old cart of yours?
Yes, jump in the back.
Okay. Come on, Jamie. It's not that bad.
All right.
Hold tight.
What's happening around
miserable. Why isn't there anyone working in the fields?
And why are all the villages closed up?
Bragg the magician has put a misery spell on the land, and it's made everyone feel so depressed and unhappy that they just stay in bed all day, so nothing's getting done.
Yes, I can see the problem.
It sounds serious.
It is. It's even affecting King Arthur, so he's not even trying to get his sword back. And if the spell isn't broken soon, no crops will be grown this year, and everyone will starve.
That is bad.
We should reach the castle soon, then you'll see just how bad it is.
What's this place with all the tents?
It's the king's encampment.
They're all looking really fed up.
See that glum-looking man staring at his feet? That's Arthur. He marched on the Moonless Knight's castle, meaning to besiege it. But then Bragg cast his misery spell, and so he just stopped. He's been camping there ever since.
And looking miserable.
And that's right.
How are we going to get into the castle?
We can't just walk in.
Why don't we hide under all this armour? Mark can smuggle us in.
Handmade armour for his dark lordship.
It's over the drawbridge. Is that music I can hear?
I think so. And guess what? I can see some people dancing.
Maybe Bragg's put a happy spell on everyone inside the castle.
Shh, down there. They hear you. I'm just going to ask them on the way, so keep still.
Sorry.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
can someone show me the way to the Moonless Knight's private quarters? I have handmade armour for him.
Certainly, young sir. It's just over there. Through that door.
Thank you.
I think it's time for us to get out of here. Well, no one's looking.
Easy, does it?
See you, Mark.
Good luck.
Thanks.
How about trying that tower?
Why not?
Come on. Quick, get inside the door.
Look, there's a notice.
Bragg the Great, magician to his dark lordship. Keep out.
Oh well, suppose we've got to start looking somewhere. So why not the magician's place?
Here goes. Spooky old staircase.
It'll be okay.
You reckon?
Sure.
Looks like an awful long way to the top. Well, here we are, at the top. Should we try this door?
Okay. Nothing much here. Only a candlestick.
And a book of spells. Look, it's open at the page for changing into a terrifying apparition.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Look for yourself.
Sarah, run! It's a huge monster with 2 heads and huge claws!
No, wait a minute. Look at its reflection in that mirror. It's really only a small, thin man, not a monster at all. I'm not running from him. Get down, Jamie, on your hands and knees.
What for?
You'll see. Have a nice trip, Bragg of Braggerin. Bye-bye.
Nice work, Sarah. Not such a good magician after all, is he?
After him, quick!
Now, where is it?
The wand! He's trying to get his magic wand! Quick, grab it!
Got it!
What have you done? When a magician's wand is broken, his spells are broken too.
Good, and the best place for this is in the moat.
I'm ruined! Ruined!
Tough.
Now tell us where Excalibur is.
Excalibur? What do I care about a sword? I want my wand!
Oh, do stop making that noise and tell us where the sword is. If it means nothing to you, then it won't matter if we know, will it?
The Moonless Knight has it in his apartments. But if you go anywhere near Excalibur,
He will slice your heads from your shoulders with it.
Just tell us which way to go and let us worry about that.
Willingly. You'll find him in the tower at the far end of the Great Hall. My lord will soon deal with you.
Right, Jamie, let's not hang around here any longer.
Okay, Excalibur, here we come.
Look, there's Mark helping a big fat guy into some armour.
That must be the Moonless Knight.
And look, over there on the wall, a sword.
Excalibur.
The one and only.
Mark's seen us.
It's all right. He's keeping his dark lordship busy. But we can creep over there and pluck the sword right off that wall.
My lord, there is villainy afoot.
Eh? What's this? Young thieves in my apartment!
Leave them to me, my lord. Let's see what a bolt of lightning can do. This lovely bolt of light. I will knock them out of sight.
Quick, do something, Mark. Throw that helmet at him or something. Now let's see what the lightning will do.
Ouch! Oh, you meddling fool! Now see what you've done!
Brilliant! He hit the knight instead of us. Well done, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. It was an accident. I didn't mean it.
Idiot! Someone seize that so-called magician! Chain him up in the deepest, darkest, dampest, most rat-infested, smelliest dungeon you can find, until I can think of something really unpleasant to do with him. Guard!
Yes, my lord. It was an accident.
Come on,
It was an accident, my
Quick,
lord.
Jamie, while no one's looking, grab the sword.
Got it. Make a run for it.
Come back here, you little dog!
The guards will be after us. We've got to escape somehow. What do you think? Could we squeeze through one of these windows?
Well, it's a long way down, but there is a moat at the bottom. What do you reckon, Mark?
Well, we haven't got much choice. We'll have to jump.
Me first.
Have you still got Excalibur?
Don't worry, I've got it here.
Where's Mark? He's disappeared.
And who's the tall bony man with the long grey beard?
Merlin the magician at your service.
Where did you spring from? And where's Mark?
I've been with you all along, but you didn't recognize me.
You mean you were Mark?
Exactly so. I told you I could still change myself into other people, didn't I?
Well, Mark said you could.
I needed to get into the castle, you see, and they wouldn't have let Merlin in, would they?
That's true.
Wait a minute. Why did you have to get into the castle?
For this.
Bragg's wand!
Yes. Now that the wand is broken, Bragg's misery spell must be broken too.
Which means that King Arthur and his people must have got their old spirit back.
Precisely. After them! Don't let them get away! I think we should hasten to Arthur's tents. Now!
Good idea.
There they are. They're looking much happier already.
Sire, we've got it!
Your sword!
Excalibur!
So, Merlin, does everything go according to plan now?
It certainly does.
You mean King Arthur attacks the castle?
The Moonless Knight gets locked up in a dungeon along with Bragg.
And a jubilant King Arthur returns in triumph to Camelot. Now that he's reunited with Excalibur, I imagine there will be a month of feasting for everybody.
That sounds good. I can't wait.
Jamie, I think maybe we better be getting back home, don't you?
Shame. I could just do with a good feast.
Thanks, Merlin, for the ride and everything.
My pleasure. I'll make sure you get back home safely. Goodbye.
Bye!
The music in King Arthur's Sword is taken from Mozart's 40th Symphony. At the start of the first movement, the violas play a whispered accompaniment while the violins play a flowing melody that rises and falls, like waves. A new melody, more gentle and lyrical, is divided between strings and woodwind. During the development section, the opening theme is played in many different guises. The slow second movement begins with an elegant, broad string melody, while the horns play gentle, repeated notes. A fluttering figure in the strings makes its appearance early in the music. The second half begins with more restless music. In the third movement, the violins and bassoons play a new tune, while the other instruments play the first tune, at the same time. In the trio, the horns play a solo of their own. At the beginning of the fourth and final movement, the violins again have the important first tune, which begins by climbing up the chord in steps. The clarinet has an exciting solo of its own, while the bassoon accompanies lightly. In the development section, the climbing tune is shared in turn between all the orchestral instruments. These are just some of the highlights of Mozart's Symphony No. 40. You are bound to discover more every time you listen.